Wisdom, the final frontier to true knowledge. Welcome to Wisdom Trek, where our mission is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. Hello, my friend. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your captain on our journey to increase wisdom and create a living legacy. Thank you for joining us today as we explore wisdom on our second millennium podcast. This is day 1288 of our trek, and it is time for our Philosophy Friday series. Each Friday we'll ponder some of the basic truths and mysteries of life and how they can impact us in creating our living legacy. As we continue on with this Christmas week, instead of our Ask Gramps episode, we will have another additional Christmas devotional to finish out this week. So today let us consider No Room. As we think about the Christmas story and how there was no room for Mary and Joseph, so that it resulted that Jesus had to be born in a manger, let me ask you, have you made room in your heart for Jesus as your Savior? And I'm not talking about thinking about Jesus during the Christmas season. I'm asking you if you have given your heart to Jesus so that He can speak truth into your uncertainty, peace into your worry, hope into your discouragement, and joy into your sadness. To be a disciple of Jesus means that you follow Him. You do what He has commanded. You follow His example, and you place Jesus Christ above all other claims on your heart. So have you made room in your heart for Jesus? You see, I am sure if folks had known who Jesus was before He was born, that there would have been many people in Bethlehem who would have made room for His little family and for His birth. However, most were busy with guests in our town for the census, or were working to make a little bit of coin off the out-of-town folks, who were at this point crowding their streets. Jesus came into the town in the womb of a simple Jewish woman, and no one noticed them. At least not until the angels alerted the shepherds, and they began to tell their story. So there was no room for these two God-fearing people who were expecting their first child. There was no room for Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, the Savior of the world. Today, however, I am asking you if you have room in your heart for Jesus. Not just a quick acknowledgement of Him to fill in December with a touch of Christmas. Jesus wants to take up a permanent residency so His character and compassion can permeate your hearts. Jesus wants your heart to be His home until He can bring you home to be with His Father, where you will be at your final home. Jesus is here, and He is also near. So have you made room for Jesus all the year through? Notice how simply Luke tells the story of Jesus' birth. Notice the sad state of affairs in the end. I'll read Luke chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. And at the time of the Roman Emperor, Augustus decreed that the census would be taken throughout the entire Roman Empire. This was the first census taken when Quirinius was the governor of Syria. All returned to their ancestral towns to register for this census. And because Joseph was a descendant of King David, he had to go to Bethlehem in Judea, David's ancient home. He traveled there from a village of Nazareth in Galilee. He took with him Mary, to whom he was engaged, who was now expecting a child. And while they were there, the time came for her baby to be born. She gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him snugly in strips of cloth and laid him in a manger, because there was no lodging available for them. More than that there was no room in the inn for Jesus, most folks of that day did not have rooms in their heart for Him. But for those who did, they certainly benefited. Focus on the following truth that the Apostle John states, for it applies to you too, in John chapter 1, verses 10 through 13. He came into the very world He created, but the world did not recognize Him. He came to His own people, and even they rejected Him. But to all who believed Him and accepted Him, He gave them the right to become children of God. They are reborn, not with physical birth resulting from human passion or plan, but a birth that comes from God. Jesus is knocking at the door of your heart. Have you made room for Him? Not just at Christmas, but for always. Notice the promise that Jesus made when you do make room for Him in Revelation chapter 3, verse 20. Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in, and we will share a meal together as friends. And that's a wrap for today's question. Join us again next Friday for another question on our Ask Gramps episode. Our next trek will be Meditation Monday, where we will help you to reflect on those most important areas of life. So encourage your friends and family to join us and then come along with us on Monday for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. If you'd like to listen to any of the past 1,287 daily treks or read the associated journals, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. And I encourage you to subscribe to Wisdom Trek on your favorite podcast player so that each day will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Monday.